The top four have proved time and again to be the immovable objects of the ATP World Tour. Despite the absence of Rafael Nadal at the final Grand Slam of the year, the competition is set to be as fierce as ever. These rivalries are intense.
I think it's good for tennis that the top guys are very, very good, and they fight each other to win slams or to win the Olympic gold for Andy. It's when they play together, it's always big matches and great matches. So it's good to play at the same time and to have the chance and the opportunity to play against them also.
They almost never drop their level. You know, you have to really beat them instead of just waiting for them to miss. I mean, they do miss, but a lot less than the other players.
With a Grand Slam apiece, this year has seen the Federer-Djokovic rivalry intensify. It's been given a new dimension by their battle for the world #1 ranking, with Federer back in front again, just.
The way they are, playing consistently at that top level, especially Federer, that he played throughout almost all his career at the top of the game, and still is really hungry to win. And Novak is showing now that even with the last season had a great successes, that he is still hungry, and he also wants to win on every major that he plays. So that makes it, competition really tough.
And after back-to-back Wimbledon and Olympic finals, Federer's recent encounters with Andy Murray have brought their rivalry to a new level.
It's always been a good rivalry. Murray is actually leading Roger Federer. Andy Murray's up over Roger Federer 9-8 in their career series by virtue of his win in the final of the Olympics. And he had a much bigger lead in the rivalry earlier on. Federer struck back at it, but now Andy's gone out ahead once more.
I think Murray and anybody is a wonderful matchup. The only thing is Murray has not quite been able to really, raise the game where it needs to be consistently in finals. So we'll see. But I mean, this Olympic thing was a potentially big turnaround. Maybe he's figured it out now.
The fact that Federer and he now have got this little bit more of an intensity about their rivalry and their relationship can only be for the good of tennis.
It's almost like Federer is. Federer's like classical music and Mozart, and Murray's like jazz. You don't really know what's going to happen with the guy's very angular. He switches things up a lot and stuff. So I think it's wonderful to watch.
It's a great matchup. Two great players. Andy did a great job at the Olympics, rebounding from the Wimbledon final and coming back and playing so well in the gold medal match. There's not a lot to be said. Usually in those matches with the best guys, it's a couple points here and there at the big moments. But I think Andy's really starting to come into his own, and Roger knows he's a great player. But there's tons of tennis before that, but hopefully Roger will be around long enough so that match presents itself.
I always think those four guys is a great rivalry, and I love seeing those guys come up against each other often, and it's just a great time for men's tennis right now, watching these guys play.
And with the top four rewriting the history books, the young guns coming up through the rankings are looking and learning fast.
There's a lot of good players. Guys are really working hard. I think that Roger and Rafa set the standard pretty high a couple years back when they started playing those spectacular matches that they'd play, and then Novak obviously was raising his level to meet the challenge, and then you see Murray who's raring to catch him. And I think everyone's kind of as alert and paying attention to the evolution of the game, just like I am, and so I think that that's why you see the level, it keeps improving.
Between them, the top four have faced each other a staggering 138 times on the ATP World Tour. These are rivalries that are not about to finish anytime soon. There is no doubt there are still records to be broken and rivalries to be settled. Next week on ATP World Tour Uncovered, presented by Rio, we'll have the latest from Flushing Meadows as the US Open reaches its climax. And as American legend Andy Roddick announces his retirement, we reflect on A-Rod's glittering career. Don't forget to log on to atpworldtour.com for your 24/7 breaking news, and talk with us on Facebook and Twitter. See you next week.